At the end of last year, I was asked to contribute to a collection of wish lists written by Vice-Chancellors across the country by writing down my hopes and expectations for higher education in 2021. Given what has played out over the course of the last 12 months, you might think that it would have been a hard task to pick out one particular focus. After all, so much of our everyday lives has changed in such a short space of time due to COVID-19. However, it was immediately apparent that far from changing our focus, COVID-19 cemented the need for Staffordshire University to continue to drive forward in putting social mobility at the heart of its purpose. My wish for 2021 was for more organisations to join the cause, that more work is undertaken across every educational setting, business and organisation to upskill, enable and empower people to seek better opportunities in their lives. At Staffordshire, our commitment to social mobility goes hand in glove with our investment in becoming UK's foremost digital university. At the onset of the pandemic, universities like Staffordshire had to move to remote learning and remote working practically overnight, and thankfully this was achieved with minimal disruption for our students and staff. We are fortunate at Staffordshire that digital has been embedded in everything we do for a number of years, and thanks to the exemplary efforts of our staff, we were well placed to meet the challenges that lockdowns presented. For society in general, COVID-19 accelerated our transition to a more digital future and exposed people to how valuable digital skills and confidence can be. As our post-pandemic Britain will inevitably be more online, increased efforts must be made to ensure that society's pursuit of a digital future does not widen social mobility gaps. In the race to be more digital, we must take all measures possible to ensure that those living in our deprived communities and with the most complex backgrounds are not left behind. The UK economy has been hit hard by the pandemic, and it has altered the jobs market for a long time to come. For many of the millions of people who have lost their jobs, retraining for new, more digital futures will be a crucial step towards accessing fulfilling careers that will carry them forward in life. Of course, such new careers may require new skills, and even before the pandemic, the widening digital skills gap was already on the agenda for the government, businesses and organisations. The 2019 Open University Business Barometer report found that organisations in the UK are spending more than £4 billion a year as a result of the skills shortage, with more than 68% of employers struggling to find workers with the right skills. So, while the pandemic has accelerated digital transformation, it will also sharpen the urgency to help people acquire the skills they need to open doors to opportunity. The prospect of retraining for a new digital era might seem daunting for some, but with the right support, those who wish to pursue greater opportunities can do so by building on their existing skills and knowledge. Closing the skills gap means providing routes into education to allow people to pursue digital roles and opportunities within different sectors. Higher education has a vital role to play in this, and it is the responsibility of universities to think about how we can help develop student skills to make them ultra-employable. This means starting wider conversations about different paths into education and about how people who might write themselves off from the careers of the future can be encouraged to raise their aspirations. Staffordshire University's Step Up to Higher Education programme shows how this can be done. The part-time 10-week course has proved to be a huge success to helping people either into higher education for the first time or to welcome them back after a period of absence. From day one, students get to grips with the crucial skills needed in higher education, and the entire process is geared towards developing the confidence of each individual learner. The examples of success are many and varied, and can range from a mature adult learner who has spent decades working in a warehouse, who is now enrolled on an engineering degree, to a young person who was denied an education due to an unstable home life, finally finding their feet and a path into learning and future prosperity. A digitally skilled workforce will also bear fruit for our economy. In order for our economy to recover and thrive, we need to ensure we are equipping businesses with staff who have the skills and confidence to make use of digital tools, techniques and infrastructure. Staffordshire University will play a key role in providing more digital skills throughout our region. Creating opportunities in education is a priority for areas such as the West Midlands. Evidence tells us that geography is a key factor in social mobility, and young people in former industrial heartlands are among the least likely to enter higher education. Chris Millwood from the Office for Students recently wrote an essay expanding on evidence he gave to an Education Select Committee inquiry last month. In his findings, he stated that virtually all of the lowest participation neighbourhoods across England are in formerly industrial towns and cities across the North and Midlands or coastal towns. As a civic university connected to the needs of our region, we are doing what we can to support more students into education during these increasingly challenging times. The need for increasing access to education and building up digital skills sits alongside an imperative to address the many and varied problems caused by digital poverty. Staffordshire University is pulling every lever available to help students and their families facing deepening hardship. This includes providing our adult learners, many of whom are parents of school or college-age children, with the loan of a laptop to free up devices in the home. During lockdown, some parents have had no choice but to share their laptop across the family. Yet nobody, young or older, should find themselves without the means to access their learning. Alongside this, essential software is being made available to our students, as well as digital solutions enabling them to use high-powered specialist programs from a standard laptop. Our students have also been given the opportunity to enhance their digital skills and employability through certified online training. Of course, this only goes part way to ensuring our students stay on track. Our work in this area is aligned to a much wider package of student support that helps our student community with other priority issues like mental health and hardship. We recently announced our COVID-19 Response Fund, which was set up to support Staffordshire University students who have been impacted by the ongoing pandemic. The fund invited students to apply for grants to help pay for any additional technology and furniture needed, as well as helping with the basics of food and rent. Within hours of going live, the fund had received hundreds of applications for assistance. This overwhelming response gives us a sense of how much students have been affected by the pandemic. The university is working alongside the Students' Union to provide a range of financial and other support to students in need. The university's efforts in this area tie in with our Opportunity Action Plan, which we launched shortly before Christmas in partnership with Justine Greening and the Social Mobility Pledge Team. The plan sets out a series of ambitions that the university will work towards with the aim of ensuring that more people are able to access higher education and progress in careers unhindered by their background or lack of connections. With Stoke-on-Trent already identified as a social mobility cold spot, we have our work cut out for us. The data tells us that in areas where social mobility is low, it means those people born into deprivation are statistically likely to remain there. We need to do everything in our power to create a Britain that breaks down the potential barriers people face when they want to better themselves. This can only be achieved by collective effort and a shared desire to identify inequality in all its forms and move towards a level playing field. The work being done by the university stands alongside efforts by partner organisations such as North Staff's YMCA, Staffordshire University Academies Trust and the Stoke-on-Trent Opportunity Area Programme. We must all work together and with our local communities to help bridge the digital divide, improve access to education and training, and work on long-term outcomes for the people who are most in need of our support. By creating partnerships, we can turn a collective wish of greater progress in social mobility into real and tangible action that creates a better future for all.